Hi, I sound like Satan's cousin. You might know.
I thought you said Grim Reaper's cousin.
Oh, well. So you might know me from the channel, Kayla's Advice. That's probably why you're even here, if you're from there, because I talked about it. This is Tori.
Hello.
If you don't know her, which, I mean, she's always mentioned on my channel, so you probably should know her. But this is the channel Simplicity, T-E-A, because, you know, that's what I want to do. We have a lot of drama coming, but the most important thing is after the drama, we give you the advice. That's important. These are topics nobody wants to touch. These are topics nobody wants to talk about, but I'm not afraid to talk about them here, and I want to protect all of you. This is a very important things, that was in English. These are very important things that we're going to talk about. Point is. So grab your teacups, mugs, Starbucks, whatever,
Woo.
And let's dive in. Woo. So today, cheers. So today, I need drink wit. There we go. So today we're going to talk about toxic friendships, which is the first thing we're starting off with. We're starting off not too aggressive. That's not the right word. We're starting off not too bad of a topic because, yes, toxic friendships are toxic, but they're not as triggering as some of the topics we will get into. Now, there may be triggering language in this. Editing Kayla will put what the triggers could be on the screen here, but right now I don't know what I could say that could be triggering. Yeah. This girl, especially one of the stories that I'll leave for the end, which I just told Tori in the car, is triggering. So let's just
say it tracks, and you'll see what I mean.
We knew each other in sophomore year because her boyfriend liked me. Already we're starting off with a bullshit train. Her boyfriend was a piece of shit as well. So let's just put that way. He liked me while he had a girlfriend. That's bullshit already.
Where are you going? Also, I just want to address this now. If you see me messing with my legs, I just have mosquito bites all over the place. Just FYI, if you notice that's why I keep doing that. That's why. Okay.
Also, I forgot to say I've been sick. That's why I sound like this.
Yes.
Anyway, so
continue.
Because her boyfriend liked me. Now, her boyfriend was already a piece of shit. Like, we're just gonna put that out there. Liking me while he has a girlfriend. That's already a piece of shit move. So yeah, she hated me at first, which kind of goes with that because, you know, if your boyfriend likes somebody else, you're pretty much gonna hate the girl he likes. That's just common sense. Can't really fault her for that. When I gave her a cough drop, she said, and I quote, "Then I started to think of you as a human." She didn't think of me as a human because her boyfriend liked me. Like, that was, she, like, hated me so much that she didn't think of me as a human. I would have killed what she told her upperclassman best friend that I know. Like, if you know, you know who he is to me now. I would have killed if she said anything to him. She wanted to tell me we were cool, but I walked off really fast. Again, she was with that upperclassman friend, if you know, you know. And they were both yelling my name. They're both like, "Kayla, Kayla." But sophomore year, which we might do an episode of this, I'm not sure, it's on my channel in the bullying playlist, but I was getting severely bullied that year already. So when anybody called my name, I knew that they were just making fun of me. So, you know. By the end of sophomore year, we were good friends. Honestly, did a complete 180. We were like the best of friends. We were great, and we had no problems. It just, I don't know.
It just kind of happened, and I was just, this is a point where I was like, oh, like, we have been friends for a long time, but this was a point where we hadn't, like, reconnected yet. We didn't reconnect until the year after this happened, so I found out about this a couple years later, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. Junior year, we had an English class and got closer. So this English class, we never did any work. She never assigned us anything. So we just basically, shit hit the fan. We got condoms thrown at us by somebody once, and I wanted to deck him. He has the same last name as me, but we're not related. It's weird.
That's who that was?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't remember that.
She would do my makeup every once in a while, and it was nice. I like having my makeup done. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but she went a little overboard with the eyeliner and the eyeshadow, which all of this was eyeshadow, eyeliner, and the wings were out to here and like huge.
I'm gonna just leave that one where it is.
And so one of my guitar class made fun of it, and so, you know. She hoped to get the courage to tell someone about the person who sexually harassed me, but nothing got done. Because I've told her I felt dirty. So she told me to go to guidance with her and she would be there for me. Now that wasn't bad for her to do because, you know, I should have told somebody. That's more the fault on the guidance counselor.
Yeah, I agree.
But still, like, it was like, she wanted me to tell, but she kept talking about her personal experiences is why I should tell instead of me just telling because of what I went through and like, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it was weird.
I don't either. I don't know how to explain that whole time period.
Senior year was a lot, and lot is in all caps. So bear with me. We're gonna go down this road.
Yeah, this one's quite a journey.
Not only did I find out she was friends with my bully this year, and still forgave her. Now let me talk about that for a second. I was best friends with this bully in 8th grade. She dropped me like a hot potato in 9th grade. And we were on a softball team together 8th grade. So let me tell you something. When I found out this person became my bully, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I'm like, I was one of the only people that wanted to genuinely be your friend. And then you turned on me so quick. You would complain to me that nobody wanted to be your friend, that you had no friends, and then you turned on one of the only genuinely nice people to you so quick because of a boy. Because of a fucking boy.
Not even a man!
I'm so like, I don't hate the boy. I love the boy, but I was told he can't be friends with, okay, that's a whole different different thing.
Is that I get involved with that too, and it gets crazy.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to do like a multi-part series on just that alone.
Yeah, that's down the line.
Yeah.
Holy god.
We'll get there, stay tuned.
Anyway, she got into a fight with one of my exes over text. I'm gonna use the same code name I used in another video, Cupcake. She got into a fight with him over text. And I'll tell you what it was. So he came to my church, the ex, and she said on the phone to me, he came to my church and she said on the phone to me when I called her, everything might not be okay about my mother being put in hospice. I understand where that was coming from, being, my mother died, it's been like 5 years, I'm past it. But yeah, I understand saying it, there could be a better way. Cupcake, let's do that.
Cut that one out too.
Cupcake had come to my church with me to help cheer Kelly, who's back there, and me up. Yeah, he sucked at the time, but still. He was trying. This isn't really about him, but he was trying to be. He hugged both of us. He, whatever, came everywhere with me and, you know, tried. And so I forgot he had her number. But when I told him that she called me and said that on the phone, he started texting her a lot of insults. Let's not talk about that.
No, we're gonna miss that.
He texted her basically yelling at her and saying, why would she say that? Which he had reason to say that, at least, because that's not what you say. Also, I hung out with her and her college friend, same upperclassman from earlier. I was at her house and I was dating Cupcake. I have Snapchats of a line she screamed, which became an inside joke, and if she ever sees this video, she's gonna know who she is right away. I swear to drunk, I'm not God. She was supposed to say it the other way around and accidentally messed up, and her upperclassman and I found it hilarious. I have Snapchats of the beautiful friend too. We're just gonna go past him.
Yeah, we're gonna just skirt right on.
We talked about Cupcake and made him think I was drinking, which we were drinking butterbeer, not actual beer, but it looked enough like beer, and it was kind of my idea to do that, but she didn't tell me it was a bad thing. I broke up with him and we played Darth Vader's theme of him walking in because that was funny, which it was very funny. He was actually walking to the time of it without even knowing we were playing it, and that was funny. Oh, she liked Apricot when she first met him, and so did her friend because he was Italian.
That's literally all it took.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know either, honestly.
I don't know. When he turned out not to be the best, she said, oh well, on to the next. This man had a hold on me for a motherfucking month because of his manipulation. Oh, and he broke up with me because I wouldn't have sex with him. So just...
We'll do another video on him too.
Yeah. There's less, but you know.
Yeah, it'll be a shorter one,
I
but
feel very strong.
yeah, Kelly, that's when Kelly will make an appearance. She has some thoughts.
She liked the person I dated at the end of that year. Gremlin. Gremlin is his code name.
Oh, I hate
Yes,
that.
yes, yes it is.
Lonely.
My boyfriend came up with the nickname Gremlin.
Rage.
Wait.
I'm sorry, I'm
The
calm.
Gremlin. The Gremlin.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry,
You're listening to me list and you're like, what are you doing?
my timing was off. I'm sorry. Okay.
My
okay.
boyfriend came up with
I
that
forgot-
nickname.
I forgot we were in senior year.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Now I'm good.
Yeah.
Now I'm caught up.
We all hung out at prom together, numerous Snapchats and videos. None of them I will put in here because I can't blur people's faces like other people can.
No.
I do, oh shit, I forgot to get something, but it's gonna be in the Gremlin video. Sorry, I'm writing that timeline as we're filming this. And I will show you caricature pictures that
Oh, yeah, that's
we
a good
got
idea.
because I looked like Ariana Grande in mine and he looked like Justin Bieber in his. I have to go to the video where she's holding it up and I have to do it where she put it over her face so you don't see what she looks like, obviously. But that'll be her. So just heads up about that. That'll be like in 5 parts. But that part will be in the first part of the story. That's why I'm telling you. That's just cut up in... We're going to do how many times I date him. We're going to cut it up that way to make it...
Yeah, that'll make it a
simple.
lot easier.
Yeah.
It'll make more sense when we get there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very long thing. Her date was something else. That's all I'm going to say. Her date was something else.
Oh, no.
Still is.
Her date is still something else.
She's so
This next one you might be saying, well, this was a red flag. We all hung out over the summer and watched a Shane Dawson video. She's a huge Shane Dawson fan.
Still,
Yes.
by the way.
Okay.
In college, we went to the same college and would hang out between classes. Again, that's not really anything spectacular.
that's just normal.
That just happened. But I will tell you one story because apparently I didn't put it in here. So we were sitting in the, you won't understand this until the next episode, but we were sitting in the library and, so what at the table where the Einstein's bagel was. If you know the college, you know the college. And we were sitting there, and that's not the same college.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just remember that there was an Einstein
So
there too.
we were sitting at the table, and I said what happened between me and Cupcake, and she said, and I quote, while this upperclassman friend was there again, she said, and I quote, "No, you consented, but then changed your mind after it happened, so you just made up what happened to you. It was just something you regretted after the fact. It didn't actually go down that way." Which was not something you say to somebody. You'll understand in the next episode, but it's not something you say to somebody that went through a sexual assault. Sorry, SA for YouTube's guidelines. The last time we saw each other in person, we went to the mall near my birthday so she could get me a gift. Obviously, she was gonna get me a gift for my birthday because that's what friends do, and she decided we should go together because you could tell me what you want me to get you instead of just doing whatever. She's like, here, we'll look at this stuff and you could tell me what you want from whatever store and I'll get it. I don't know how she had all this money. Let me just put that out there right now because she didn't have a job. So I don't know how I don't think she had the job yet because maybe she did. I don't know, but it just did. I don't know how she had all that money. We walked into Zoomies and as soon as I see a friend I had there, he ran up to me, gave me a hug, may have lifted me off the ground. I don't know, I might be thinking of somebody else. And then we talked to him for a while. She was smirking when we left. I laughed and said, "What?" She looked at me and said, "He likes you." I said, "No." She said, "Yes." She didn't know I didn't want him to. Stop. At the time, if you heard a metal chair, that's what I was saying stop to. She didn't know that I liked him at the time, and that was really, like, annoying of her to just assume I wanted this guy to like me just because he hugged me. That was not it. That just because a guy hugs me doesn't mean I want him to like me. I have friends. Like, I have more guy friends than I do girls because I don't do drama.
That's true.
So-
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Didn't talk much after she left the college, but the line was always open.
But
I
it
feel
seems like
like-
that didn't happen.
I I feel like because I always did everything she asked, this past time when I didn't is why things fell apart, because right after I didn't do what she wanted, she legit cut me off in a very tasteful text. You know, not a phone call, but let's do a tiny text. But anyway, so she can go with her opinions. If she needs this, she can have it. If she doesn't, she's going to reference what she's talking her opinion about, like the specific line.
Yeah.
And then give it.
So my main, oops, I'm leaning out of camera. Sorry. So my main thing is like, she was very much the type of person that wanted control, which I can understand as a person that has like major anxiety issues and is medicated for anxiety disorder and have been for a long time. I have emergency medication. Maybe we'll do that too. Maybe we'll get into our mental health journeys and stuff at some point. But all of that to say, there's a difference between wanting control and controlling other people. And I don't agree with that. I'm a type of person that I need to be in control of things in my own life. Like, I need to take care of things head on when there's issues. I talk about it, all of that kind of thing. So my big thing is she wanted to put Kayla into her image and essentially try to make Kayla another her, which it might not make sense, but I'm gonna get into what I'm talking about. So there's like smaller instances, obviously, like when they first became friends, like when you gave her the cough drop and everything, and she said, then I started thinking of you as a human. That, to me, even if it is supposed to be a lighthearted thing, they didn't know each other that well at that point. And to say you're face to face with another human being and you're not acknowledging that they're a human being, that's just plain not okay. And until she got something out of it, she didn't want to see another person as a human being, as an individual. She just saw her as okay, I can get something out of her, like, this easily. Whether it's just like, even though it's as simple as a cough drop, it can be rooted deeper in her mind. She might, what are we calling her? She doesn't have a name, right?
She doesn't have a name. I'm just saying she.
Okay. So she might not even be thinking about it as a deep level of that. It's like, oh, you gave me a cough drop, now you're a person. But in the back of her mind, she's probably thinking, maybe subconsciously, I don't know the science behind all of that kind of stuff. She's like, okay, I can control this little bit of something. I can get something out of her for whether, whatever it is. And as this relationship continued, you could see a pattern of, I'm going to add control, I'm going to add my own image, I'm going to take what she's doing and make it a mirror of myself, or at least attempt to.
When really, I just gave it to her to be nice.
Exactly.
She was coughing up a storm.
Exactly. So Kayla's just being a good human being, right? Obviously, because hello. And she's just kind of like, okay, I got something out of it. Let me see where I can go with it. That possibly. I'm not saying that that's 100% what she thought, but to me, and in context of everything else, that's just kind of what it looked like. I wasn't personally around at that point because we played softball together for some years. We'll probably have to do maybe like a backstory on how long we've been friends and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I'll put that in the works.
Yeah, so we kind of had like a couple years where we were separated. We went to different schools, stuff like that. So this was where I kind of started reconnecting a little bit after this, and then it built from there. But we'll get there in another episode because our timeline is a whole complicated thing and it takes a while.
It'll be more lighthearted though.
Yeah, it'll be more lighthearted and fun, and maybe we'll throw some stories in there. I don't know, but let us know if you want to see that. But anyway, so she would do, obviously, her makeup and stuff, which is fine. I do her makeup all the time. Not as often as I used to, but I'm always like, before I start, I'm like, hey, what do you want to look like? How do you want to be portrayed? What colors do you want to use? Blah, 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 blah. But to my knowledge and from what I understand of the situation, again, this was before I was back in the picture fully, so she would just kind of be like, oh, I want to do it, and I'm going to make you look like me. So she would basically replicate everything that she did on her face onto Kayla, which is fine. I have my own makeup style that I do, and I try it on them sometimes. But it's also like, if I'm going to try it, do you want to see what it looks like on you? Do you want to see, or do you want me to just do that for myself? And then, again, we'll kind of mirror it or change it to make it look more like it's you. Let's see. This one I don't really want to talk about that much.
Which one?
This one. When he came to church.
Oh.
We can touch on that with his episode, I think.
Okay.
And then when she thought, when you were talking about her ex that was drinking, the young one, when underage drinking, obviously.
Which everybody does.
Yeah, which honestly it's normal. Which I can get on a whole another tangent about that. Maybe we'll get into that because that's very specific to me. But if you guys want to do things that are more specific to me too, we can do that, obviously. This is more just like I've lived through my own version of this kind of thing, and this is Kayla's version of it. Mine I'm kind of going through like at this current moment, so I can't talk about it publicly. I don't want to talk about it publicly. But after some time passes, hopefully I'll be able to move on from it and I can talk about it from this lens. But anyway, when they were making him think that she was drinking and stuff, it might have been her idea, but the idea that she ran with it and she turned it into something like, it could have just been like an innocent joke, like, oh, like maybe we should make him think I am, like, because you want to seem cooler and stuff. Like, that's kind of the thing. It's, you like this person, you want to impress them, you want to put your best foot forward, you want to start to act like them. Like with a guy I'm talking to right now, I've noticed that when I talk to him, I kind of mirror his, like, how he acts, which is a normal thing.
By the way, if you didn't really understand the type of makeup, I found it on my Instagram and I edited it so you don't see everything, obviously. But this is the kind of makeup just so you can kind of understand how it looks different from most makeup that I usually get done. I just wanted to put a visual for everybody, and it's just my face in the picture, so it's not.
And it's like very dark and heavy and stuff like that. And if I do her makeup too, it's usually very light. We do like fun colors, and we do a little, like we do mascara. We don't really do eyeliner that much. I don't really do your eyebrows that much. But I make it look like it's her face. I don't make it like so dramatic and stuff because I know she doesn't like that. I do, she doesn't. But
It takes
anyway,
a long time to get off.
Yeah, it does. Which, if you do that, oh, by the way, if you do heavy makeup and you slay and you love it, like,
it's
do your
fine.
thing, that's amazing. Like, you
it's
go,
just
girl.
for me, I don't prefer it.
Yeah, like...
That's what we're saying. It's just preference.
Exactly. That's what I want to stress. She's putting her preferences onto other people.
A lot of people look great with it on the internet, and if you do it and you go to shows and I see you at shows, it's great, and the effort you put in is amazing, and you're very artistic. I don't really like wearing makeup in general.
Yeah.
So when you put a lot of it on me, I just don't like it.
Yeah, and you don't like how it feels on your face.
Yeah, I don't.
It bothers your skin.
It like the eyeliner would weigh down my eyelid. Like that's how heavy it was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Versus for me, we have different eye shapes, so it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
This is a whole tangent about makeup. Sorry. We'll probably do a makeup episode too.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, it's fine.
We'll do like a get ready with me at some point if you want.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when you go into Zoomies and we're talking about this mutual friend of ours and that whole story, she was portraying that she only wanted Kayla to be with people that she liked her with. So she wasn't open to, oh, I like this person a lot, like, you don't really know them, whatever. Like, I will sit here and tell you right now for a fact that when she started dating her boyfriend that she has currently, before you guys started dating, I think I literally only met him once. I knew of him and I knew who he was.
You met him that day.
Yeah, I literally met him that day.
Oh, right.
I met him
forgot about
that day at a Jesse McCartney concert. Shout out, Jesse.
Yeah.
I also kind of, did some things to kind of get that ball rolling, but that's another episode.
Yeah, that's might not even be an episode.
Yeah, it might not be. You'll probably just have to be curious about that. We probably won't say it.
It's fine if I make a video with him on my personal channel talking about it. Like if I can actually get him on video for once, you can watch that.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole separate story. But I was like, oh yeah, like from what I heard, like and what I've seen, he's a really good guy. Like blah blah blah. Would he have been my first choice for somebody that she would be with? Hell no. Not at all. I have different opinions, but my type is wildly different from hers is, and I'm not going to project that onto her for her relationship. Same thing with Kelly. All of our types are very different. But anyway, so she wanted to, again, project her and her ideals and who she liked and who she wanted Kayla to be with. And that was very evident up until they stopped being friends.
Oh, sorry, I
Yes, go
remembered
ahead.
something that goes with that, actually.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to use any names, obviously, but I had a crush on a guy that was very close to her at my junior year is when it started to get, like, very, very, I like this guy. And she kept telling me, no, don't like him. Don't like him. He's not a good person.
What happened?
I'm telling the story.
I was trying to upload the Lantern
It's
Fly
like-
sightings. What?
It's
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like I really started to like this guy junior year is when I really started to like him, and she said, no, don't like him. He's not a good person. He's gonna hurt you. Don't do it. And so she tried to stop me from liking him. And so that goes with her point. She didn't want me with him because whether she liked him at the time or whatever, she didn't want me with him because she didn't think it was good for me. That I hate when people make decisions for me. I just wanted to put that out there because it goes with her point.
Yeah.
That way you can see a real, like, evident, her actually clearly doing that.
Also, if you're wondering what we were just doing, my brain didn't connect the dots for a second.
Who it
So
was.
I had to be like, wait, hold on. As she's talking, I'm like going
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like backtracking, and then I figured it out. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's where we are.
Yeah.
So that's what we were just doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was like, it's very evident that has been a thing from, I mean, if not from the start, once that relationship started to build, it's very evident that it just stayed that way. Which is not to say like your friends having opinions or wanting you with a certain person is a bad thing. I don't think it necessarily is, and I don't think any of us here do think that's a bad thing, but it's the fact that she wasn't even open to like having a real discussion about it. So again, she was pushing her ideals onto Kayla to be like, okay, this is something that I don't like. You can't do this because I don't like it. Then there's a fair share of stuff that is in all of our collective past that I don't like, or people that we've been
the
with.
next few episodes.
Yeah,
We'll
get into it more. But like, I'm not gonna force anyone to break up with a guy or go for someone that they don't want to be with or anything like that because of how I feel. I'm gonna cope with it by myself. And if I have a problem with it, we're gonna have a discussion and put a line in the sand if we really want to stay friends. Like, I can remember that there have been, I can't think of any specifics off the top of my head, but we've gotten into little things here and there that involve people in our lives that we've gotten into arguments over, and we're like, or situations that we've gotten in arguments over, but we always come over that hump stronger as a relationship because we're like, whether it's we just need to take some distance and not talk for a little bit and kind of live our own lives for a second, or we like have a conversation and we're like, okay, I'm gonna draw this line in the sand, this is a boundary we're just not gonna cross together. And that's totally fine, like whether that be like politics or relationships or anything like that. That's a totally normal thing. You don't have to have conversations you don't want to have. And not to say that she had to have a conversation, but if she really cared as much as she thought she did, then that conversation would have happened. And then let me make sure I didn't miss anything.
You just put at the end.
Oh, okay. So kind of relating to that same point, once she kind of started, she being Kayla, started doing her own thing and started dating this guy that she, being the girl, didn't like or whatever. Once she started to kind of break free of that mold and she had her grip on Kayla loosened, she didn't like that. And as soon as she was distant enough that she knew she couldn't control what she was doing and who was around and all that kind of stuff, she was done and she just gave up and she found someone, presumably, she found someone else to do the same thing with. And that's not okay. I want the best for her as a human being. I want her to grow. I want her to change. I don't want her to hurt anybody else. But as of right now, I don't know if that growth has happened, and I hope that it has. So
I don't have any updates on her.
yeah, and it's very likely we won't have any updates on this situation.
I tried to text just to put the air. I might not put this in, but I tried to text to put the air out there and I didn't get a response. So,
which is okay, and that might be a sign
fun.
that she has moved on with her life and she doesn't want to think about it and she just wants to be her own person, and that's okay too.
It's just whenever anything goes down, I always say on these channels, if someone wants to come on and tell their side of the story, they are more than free to. I will extend the olive branch and they can come on and tell their side of things. And that's really fun. I extend it to her. I extend it to any of these past relationships we're going to talk about. I extend it to the Media Maya video I made. If you came from my channel, I extended an olive branch to her to talk about her side if she wanted to. I extend an olive branch to all these people, and if they want to come on and talk about it, they can. They're fully within their right. Any of my past relationships, anybody who bullied me even, I would extend an olive branch and they could come and talk.
Yeah, and bullying is also it's a hard thing to talk about because there's a lot of different avenues in which it can happen, and I think we should do a video that is on our own experiences. We will.
Because that's very important.
Yeah, it's very important, and it is also something that is relevant whether you believe it or not. I'm 25 and I'm going through it right now. And it just needs to be discussed more than it is, so we will definitely have an important conversation about that as well. Especially because we have, both of us, all three of us actually, have younger family members and stuff like that maybe aren't necessarily going through it, but see it, and I want to be able to be a voice to say what happens as a victim myself, and we all are in our own right, so we'll have a conversation about that as well.
Still currently a victim.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We'll get into that though, but anyway.
If you came from my channel, you know about the organization of men that say I'm dead.
Yeah.
And buried in a cemetery somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which, if you're not aware and you don't know what in the world we're talking about, we'll have that video linked.
People on my channel, I don't have a video where I said it, it's just like separate videos, but people on my channel have been dying for me to talk about it and make a story about it, and this is exactly where I'm going to go into the details and talk about everything, because they don't know about this channel.
Let's pray to God they don't ever.
Yeah, please don't, because I should, well, as an American, I do have the right to free speech, and I do have the right to talk about it. And again, if they want to send in a video telling their side, I will gladly put it in. I literally don't have a problem with people wanting to tell their side. It's like
we're always open for conversation.
It's like me and my guy friend that go out every Saturday morning. We always say there are 3 sides to every story. My side, their side, and the truth.
Yep.
If they want to tell their side, that's perfectly fine. I don't care. Make your own decisions based on what you hear. I don't care. I will let you use my equipment even. I don't care.
Yeah, we're always open to have conversation, even if it's hard and we need a buffer. We're open to it.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot. We've seen a lot. That's why we're here.
Also, where this is called the podcast channel, yes, it is. What we can do is, even though we don't use a microphone, what I can do is I can take the video. I mean, the audio from this video, and I could put it on podcast, the platforms, because we aren't talking very loud, but we're talking loud enough that you would still be able to hear it if it were to go through that. And also, I don't like mouth noises, and they come through on microphones, and I don't like that. Anyway,
sorry.
so this video is not like 10 years long. Is that all you had to say?
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about this. Letting you know, coming up next, which I do have the timeline over here for her to look at first. The next thing that we have coming up is the one where I want you to be very, very careful about watching, about consuming. It's not the worst, but the worst is right after it. And I'm gonna do Apricot last when we talked about him, because he doesn't even really matter. He's not that important. The other two are, the one before and the one after him, are much more important.
He's still good though.
Yes. I'm still writing the Gremlin timeline, and that's the one that will be split up into 5 parts. And that is a very hard watch. And I want you guys to be very careful, because ABUSIVE relationships is what we're talking about next. And I'm going to have to censor a lot of things, which sucks because I shouldn't have to do that with YouTube's rules, but I do.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean by we're talking about things nobody wants to cover. And I think it's very important for us to know that because as my adolescent psych professor said last semester, he wanted to give a presentation on that, like DV specifically, because we were in the age range it affected. And he thought it was important for him to talk about it. So that's why I want to do it, because he made me realize that I didn't know there was an age range for it. And when he made me realize there was a specific age range, I was like, oh shit, I have to talk about it. So I know there are a couple of younger people that watch me from my channel. If they know, like, even I will say in the beginning of all my videos, I will have me saying to go check out this one. So please just know this was more of like we were trying to ease into what we're going to talk about, and I thought this one was a good one to ease in with, but the next ones do get very dark.
Yeah, and we'll specifically say like what to avoid and stuff like that. And if we can include timestamps of where you can avoid certain topics, we'll do that as well. So yeah.
Anyway,
we'll get there.
not going to talk your ear off about that, and I probably have to go now because, but it's fine. We did it. 1 down, 5 million more to go.
Yeah, however many.
Great. We may have a different location for the next few. Because we're not doing the others in this house.
Yeah.
So, we will catch you next time. We don't have an outro saying.
No, we don't.
No,
we'll
we
figure it
don't.
out.
We have an intro.
We'll get one eventually. I don't know.
We will, but
if you have any ideas, let us know.
Yeah, I don't have
You could
one.
just do like another cheers and like fade out when you drink it.
For me, like.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
Winking.
I mean, just like a full circle moment. I mean, you
Okay.
don't have to.
Cheers.
Cheers.